Today I'm here to teach you how to create basic graphic elements inside of Fusion. With this you can create your own graphics and you don't have to pay to have a graphical element. Let's go into the computer and let me show you how you can create them also. So let's go. So here we are inside of the Fusion page in Davinci Resolve, and as you can see, this is what I'm going to teach you. And as you can see, it's a simple zoom in and zoom out graphic element. So let's create this from the start. So let's go to the edit page, come here to the media pool, right click with your mouse, come here to where it says new Fusion composition, click it, give it a name. I'm gonna type subscribe logo, and I'm going to change the duration because 5 seconds is too much. I'm going to give it 3 and create. It will appear here. Now double click it and immediately it will redirect you to the Fusion page. And now in the Fusion page you just have one node, that is the media out. So the media out is the node that will convert everything that you do inside of Davinci Resolve and convert it to a clip that you can use in the timeline. Okay, so let's start this. I always like to start my compositions with a background. So let's come here, and as you can see, it says background. I will drag it over here, and I'm gonna connect my background to my media out. This is the pipeline that will transmit the information from one node to the other. Since we only have two, it's transmitting the background one to the media out one. Immediately you see that the background is black, but I don't want it to be a black background. I want to add a transparent background, so I'm gonna come here to where it says alpha in the inspector. If you don't see the inspector, just come here and click it, and now come here and put this to 0, and now you have a transparent background. So the alpha is the transparency. So if it's 0, it's completely transparent. If it's 1, it's completely solid. Okay, now let's add our first element. I'm gonna give it a rectangle. So come here, as you can see, to the masks, and it says rectangle. Drag it over here, and now I'm gonna switch to two viewers. I'm gonna come here to whereas you see two small rectangles, click it, and now you have two viewers, the viewer 2 and the viewer 1. Now you are seeing what is in the viewer 2, because here in the media out, as you can notice, you have two small circles, and the first one is black and the second one is white, because the second one is selected and the second one is the viewer 2. If I click here, as you can see, it disappears. Now if I click it, it will appear, or here, if I do the same to the one. Or you can press with the media out selected. If you press 1, it will appear here. If you press 1 again, it will disappear, it will toggle. And if I do the same, look, to the 2, it will change. Now I'm gonna come here to the rectangle, I'm gonna press 1, and as you can see, it appears this rectangle here. But if I connect it to here, you can't, because look, you can't. Why? Because you need to give it some color or something, and in that case I'm going to give it another background. I'm going to put another background here. If I connect these two here and press here, now you can see that you have the black square here in this, and you can come here to the inspector, and now you can come to the color, click it, and you can change it to a red color, and now you have it like this. And now if I connect this to here, now you see that it immediately creates this merge, and it merged this here that you created to this background. So this background will be the background. The yellow here is always the background, as you can see, and the green is always the foreground. So everything that is connected to the green, it will be always put over to everything that you connect to the yellow. And here the blue is a mask, but it's not for today. So now let's select here the rectangle one. I'm gonna change the name to this. To do that, you can press F2. and you can give it a name. I'm gonna give it back. So, and here do the same, F2, and I'm gonna do back color. Okay, now let's select the back and come. You can come here to the inspector and you have all these settings that you can change. Let's forget this over here. Let's go only change some settings in here. So I'm going to change a little bit of the width. I'm going to increase it a little bit, and I'm going to the height, and here the corner radius, I'm going to increase it and all the way to the 1. And now you have this shape over here. Now let's create another one. Let's add another one because I'm going to create the border with a different color. So here, let me change this to border. I'm going to add another background. I'm going to connect it here. And now this one, I'm going to border color, and I'm going to connect this to here, and now you see the black background on top of the red because the red is in the background and the black is in the foreground, so it's over. Now let's do something a little bit more complicated, but it will help us a lot because you don't have to always adjust both of the back and the border, everything. So now let's do some. First, let me change this, go to the border color, and let me change it to white, like this. So now let's go here to the back, come here to the inspector, and you have this pin over here. Let's enable it so it's pinned, so now it's always visible. Now let's come here to the border, and now you can see you have the border and the back. So now let's associate the parameters from the back and the border. So you only have to change one in the back, and the border will always follow that. To do that, you have something called expressions that I already explained in another video, but today I'm going to explain to you also because this video is a little bit more beginner, so let's explain you that. So an expression is something like a formula or some like a condition or a link, so that will help you to automate a little bit of your drawings without effort. So let's go here. So I want the center of the border to be always the same as the center of the back, and the same for the width, the height, and the corner radius. So let's add some expressions. To do that, come here to the center word and right click, and on the bottom you have this expression, and enable it, and immediately you see that this will appear. Now let's do the same for the width, the height, and the corner radius. Okay, now we have 4 expressions here. Now let's link this center to this center, this width, all them together. So let's select this, come here to where it's to this plus, click with your mouse and drag it over, and you see this line, and drag it over to the center, and now and press enter, and now you see that it says back dot center. So what it's saying is this center is linked to the back, that is this, and to the perimeter center. So this is connected to this. Let's do the same for this one, the width, the height, and the corner radius. Okay, and now if I come here to the back and I change the width, you can notice that everything is changing together, but I don't want the border to be solid, so let's uncheck this, and now I want the border width to be bigger than 0, so let's increase it a little bit, and now here we have the border. So if I go to the back and if I change anything, you can notice that everything is following that. Let me unpin this. So now let's create the text. Let me select this and move it down, and I want to come here to where it says this icon, that is the text, and I'm going to connect it here, and let's connect this to our pipeline, to the main pipeline. And now let's go to the text, let's only text, and let's put whatever we want. In this case, I want to put subscribe, and I'm going to change the font, the style, I'm going to increase this a little. I'm going to come here to the tracking. The tracking is the space between letters. So if I decrease it, you can notice that the space between the letters is coming down, so it's narrowing. So let's something like this. So I'm going to come here to the back, and I'm going to increase a little bit of the width. Okay, so now it's done. So our first graphical element is ready. So let's animate this. And how we can do that? It's very easy. First, we're going to add a transform node, and the transform node is this node here. And let's drag it here until you see the blue, and now it's in our pipeline. The transform is a tool that allows you to change the position, the size, the rotation of everything back. So in this node, if you come here and you come to the size, look, you can zoom, increase the size and the aspect. You can do it also. If you double click, it will reset it, and you can rotate it. So you can do whatever you want. But in my case, I want to zoom in and then in the end zoom out to that. To do that, it's very easy. Here in the first frame, you come here to the size and give it a keyframe. Let's go to the number 24. Here, it's 1 second. Add another keyframe. Let's go to the first. To do that, you see that the arrow go there, and now you can come here and put 0. You don't see it because it's too small. Now if I play it in here, it's at the full size. Now here in the frame 48, 1 second after, I'm going to add here another keyframe, and now in the end I'm going to add another keyframe, and I'm going to change this to 0. Now if I go to the beginning and play it, you will notice that it's zooming in and now it's zooming out, but it's not that much organic. So it's zoom in, stops, and then zoom out immediately. I don't want that. I want to give it a little more organic feeling. So to do that, you come here to where it says spline, click it, and it opens this over here. Come here to the transform because it's the thing that you want to adjust, and immediately you see this. Come here to this zoom to fit, to this icon, small icon, and zoom to fit. Now let's select everything. Everything is selected, and press S to smooth. But as you can see over here, it has a curve, and I don't want that because if you play it now, it never stops. It immediately goes up and immediately goes down. Yeah, I don't want that. Now to change that is very easy. You can see these handles here. Select one and pull it down until it's straight, and do the same here. And now you have it done. So it zooms in, now it's and zooms out. So now you have your first element, and you can use it inside of the edit page. Now let's go to the edit page, and now just drag it over and put it wherever you want. And let me add a background. So I'm coming here to the generate this solid background. I'm going to add it here, and I'm going to change the color. So let's give it something like a blue color. And now if I come here and play it, look, it appears, and now it disappears. Of course, if you want, you can change it to wherever you want, and you can resize it like this and put it somewhere around here or whatever you want. So there you have it. Here is your first graphical element to add to your videos. So as you could see, it's very easy and it's cheap because you don't have to pay an extra money to have those elements in your videos. So I hope this information was helpful, and I hope you learned something today. And if yes, don't forget, hit that like button, that helps a lot. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and hit that notification bell to be notified next time I launch a video. Until then, bye!